Welcome to Bamfordrose and another forum chat. This week it's a variation on what I think was question 1 or question 2 of the week way back when we started this series. It's just a slight twist to the question, which is, should I remap the ECU for better throttle responsiveness, better performance with different spark and fueling values, if my exhaust hardware remains factory? The previous question was the benefits of remapping the ECU if the high flow cat was fitted, and some negative things that will happen if you don't remap the ECU. So this is sort of like the final piece in the jigsaw. Should I get the ECU remap if my exhaust hardware stays the same? The quick answer to that is no. You can maybe change some throttle responsiveness, but to give it more power, more torque from spark or fuel when the standard exhaust hardware is remaining the same is definitely not a wise thing to do. This is because the fueling value is set over rich to keep the catalyst cool. So as odd as that sounds, 13 parts air, 1 part fuel is best performance fueling. That equates to a calculation of 0.89 lambda. If an engine is run richer than that, more fuel, then it will lose power. If it's run leaner than that, back to stoichiometric AFR, 14.5 parts air, 1 part fuel, or lambda 1.0, then again it's going to lose power. So 0.89 lambda is the sweet spot for performance. But when engine revs get higher, the gas flow, the gas temp outlet from the cylinder head gets hotter, then the catalyst will reach its maximum temperature limit of thermally what it can stand before melting. Typically a cat will melt at something like 1100 degrees, but 950 onwards in the case of the ceramic brick for the Aston isn't wise to go beyond. So to keep the catalyst cool, and this is the odd bit which is sort of in the face of the emissions test and the reason that you have a catalyst on in the first place, to help the environment, the higher up the engine speed rev you go, the automaker is going to throw an excess of fueling into the engine, because that will quench the hydrocarbon element, the unburnt fuel element, the richer mixture will quench the catalyst temperature and cool it down. So as you'll find on the Aston, from something like 4,000 RPM upwards, instead of running 0.89 lambda, it's running much richer down at 0.72 lambda, which is hideously rich and is throwing away a lot of optimum power and throwing away fuel economy. This is all done to quench the catalyst, to keep the catalyst cool. So now, keeping that standard catalyst within the exhaust manifold, if you just take the fueling back to where it was, lean it off closer to maximum power of 0.89 lambda, then the catalyst is going to get hot, and there isn't much safety limit on those Astons. They're calibrated to deliver performance. They're performance cars. Passenger cars have a ton of safety in them. Temperatures, pressures, everything is way off optimum. But in the Aston, they're quite well pushed. So remapping the ECU to get more power from fuel, definitely a bad thing to do. Only remap the ECU if you change the exhaust system for high flow catalysts. Then, because of the high flow nature and because the precious metal content is lower in those catalysts, then there's less of an exotherm going on inside the catalyst. The catalyst will typically run about 150 degrees hotter than the actual gas temperature going in. That's because there's been a chemical reaction for the precious metals to convert pollutants to less polluting gas, and the byproduct of that is heat build up in the catalyst. So quite a long technical answer. Easiest thing to remember is, if your exhaust system is standard, don't remap the ECU.